Trauma is a concept that is widely misunderstood. When we think of trauma, most of the time we think about an event that occurred, such as a car accident, suddenly someone passed away that you really loved, or even rape. And there is a different category as well, and it's called complex trauma. And a lot of people are suffering from trauma because of the complex trauma. Complex trauma means it didn't occur in one single event. It occurred in multiple events through our life, and most time when we are young. What happened? We as a baby have one important need, and that's receiving love. And the second important one is food. But the first one, getting love, is more important, because as a baby, when we're not receiving the love of our parents or caretakers, we will simply die. That's an important concept to understand. It's the most important thing, to receive love. But sometimes our parents have troubles with giving us love. Sometimes we're triggering our parents. And because we're triggering them by certain behavior when we're young, because we're, for example, showed angerness and our dad was not able to feel it himself, so he got triggered. He was not able to give us the love that we deserved. There will be a split in us. As in, if we show our authentic behavior, the angerness, we are experiencing that we're not able to receive the love of our dad. And because receiving the love of our parents is so important, we're making a split within us, and we're going to manipulate our dad in this case a bit, so we're still able to receive the love. So although we want to express angerness, it's not safe, so we cope by showing different behavior. And that's super important to understand. And when we're young, until 7, our brain is not fully developed, so we're not able to rationally think, hey, did I something wrong or was it my dad? So instantly at that moment, when our dad in this case was not able to give us the love that we needed, we thought, shit, we did something wrong. So we blame ourselves. And in that split, we learned by certain beliefs that we formed at that specific moment, that, for example, it's not safe to show our angerness. And because our dad got triggered, and most of the time because it happened in his youth as well, that something occurred, he was not able to show his authentic self because he was not able to receive his love. So within the trigger, a trigger is nothing more than a memory, an emotion attached to a memory that comes up. We don't want to feel it, and we project it, we push it away. And how do you know when you're triggered? Most of the time in the moment you feel a strong emotional response. And if we rationally think about it, most of the time it's not one that is really matching the occasion. So it's an overreaction. And that overreaction is purely, okay, we got remembered to the event that occurred a long time ago. It's unpleasant, the emotion is coming up, I don't want to feel it. So we repress it because we think, our ego thinks, the voice inside our head, if we're going to feel it and express it, we're going to die. So as you can see, we're making, as we're young, a lot of splits. And the split is like, there's a part that has certain needs, but there's another part that is creating the coping mechanism. And that's why sometimes you're a different person when you are at your parents' place than you are with friends, because you learned, like, I can't be my authentic self because you have limited beliefs that formed in the past that's telling you it's not safe to be my authentic self. But not being your authentic self is costing a lot of energy. And within that split, sometimes we are really able, when someone is showed anger, and this is one of the traumas, for example, we're really good to soothe it and to become the person that can handle it. Sometimes is, for example, when your parents had troubles with being happy, you will see that kids sometimes are super good and they're super entertaining and super fun. because for them it was the coping mechanism to please their parents, to make sure they felt great, because otherwise they were not receiving the love. So most of the time when you're making that split, there's the person that is able to really handle it well, and there's a lot of power in it. But there's still the part where we normally don't identify with, but it's still there, that it's hurt. There's still that part that doesn't feel seen. And within trauma, when that comes up, we're identifying with one part, we sometimes feel triggered. But in order to heal that part, in order to make sure that that split comes back to one, and that we're able to feel true and to become a better person with less triggers and more authentic, we need to integrate those two again. And that's called shadow work. So there, what you're going to do, instead of pushing it away, a part of you that you're not accepting, we are going to accept it. And that needs patience, because your nervous system feels unsafe. And your nervous system is the longest nerve that goes through your whole body, and that's connected to our oldest part in our brain. And your nervous system is giving signals from your brain back to your body. So when you're in a stressful situation, you will see that your nervous system is saying like, oh, it's unsafe, and most of the time you feel it in tension as you're in your body. So your body will tense up, you will feel it, and it's contracting because it thinks like, oh, I'm not safe now. And by being able to be with the uncomfortable emotions and stay there and just become super aware of the sensations you're feeling, you're slowly able to show your nervous system, hey, there is no danger. So you're able to rewrite your history. You're able to go back to the things that happened when you were young that felt unsafe, and show your body again, hey, it's safe. I can be myself. I am able to feel those emotions because I'm not getting punished by not receiving the love, because now I can give the love to myself. And that's trauma healing. There you're able to debunk the beliefs that you made when you were young and form them in beliefs that are serving you. So for example, when I was young, I had a school teacher. I had her from, I think I was 5 till 11. For many years I had her the whole day, because I was in a different school system in the Netherlands. And I was terrified of her. And I really learned to make sure that I was not in the picture at all. And I was always afraid to let her down, because that was an event that happened. So because I was afraid to let people down, I still have sometimes thoughts like, hey, am I good enough? And those thoughts are not serving me anymore. So by going to that part that is afraid of not being good enough and accept that part of you with consciousness and full love for yourself, you're able to feel the pain through. And it could be that it's sadness, it could be that it's angerness. And within those emotions, when you're able to let them go and show your body it's safe, you will no longer be triggered on the same level, or you can fully deal with the trigger, as in you don't feel it anymore. And what's funny is then the whole world around us is simply a reflection of our inner world. So if we work on our beliefs, and if we're able to feel them true and feel like, hey, it's safe, it's no longer there, we will see the world different, because everyone is seeing the world different, because it's coming through our brain and we are the filter. So everyone has his own reality, and if you're able to recreate your own reality, you will sense and will experience different things. So you will see opportunities that are there, and before you were just not able to see it because it felt unsafe. So every time when we're going back to the body and we show it's safe, the whole world around you will be a way better and nicer place to be. And the voice inside our head still thinks it's unsafe. So as soon as you go to the emotions, it's saying like, hey, what are you doing? I don't have time. but know that that's just still the coping mechanism that's trying to get you safe. But you can hear the voice inside your head, thanking it for being there, but go back to the emotion. And it will be a little game between it, but the more you're able to calm your nervous system and just be there with the sensations and just accept parts of you that are simply there, the more you're in control and the more you can feel them through.